Hey friends, this Shanika, your holistic jewelry artist, and I just got off work and I'm headed home. So I thought maybe we can have a car chronicle. And as far as the car chronicle, I thought maybe I can give y'all the story of what I was going to tell y'all about the cruise. So let me get ready to seatbelt and head on home. So I will not look in this phone because I need to be focusing on this road. I'm good, y'all. Got my lights on. So let me tell y'all a story. So my family and I booked a family cruise. It was our Christmas cruise. So we had a great time on the cruise. I'm trying to adjust my seat because I came in a car on my break to make some calls. So, I had the light on so y'all can see. So we had a family cruise, and as far as the family cruise goes, it was my middle son and his family, who has my two granddaughters. And when I mean his family, it was him, his fiance, her sister, her mother, and of course their two children. So it was also my sister, her partner, and their daughter. It was also my brother, his fiance, and then I have another brother. So that's my older brother, his fiance, and then I have my middle brother and my auntie, and then I had my baby brother, his wife, and their daughter, and of course me. So that made up the family cruise. So what we did was we had booked our dinners, which is like the captain dinners. So we booked our captain dinners as a group where you eat all day, you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you have the restaurant style dinners, which I call them the back of the cruise or downstairs. I say the back of the cruise because they was always, the restaurants was like down the elevator, and then they're more towards the back of the cruise. They call it like a semi-casual wear with the captain's nights, but after that it didn't matter as long as it wasn't any shorts or flip-flops, that type of atmosphere. It was a dinner type of style. And so we was at dinner this particular evening. My brother did not come to dinner. So that was my oldest brother. So it was actually my mother, my sister, and her family, my auntie, and my middle brother. Not even my baby brother came, but his wife was there. And it was me and my two granddaughters, not my son, nor his fiance, nor her mother or sister was there, because it was so much to do on a cruise. And we always stayed busy. So actually to tell y'all how much it was to do on this cruise, my granddaughters, I had to take them, y'all, at 9 p.m. to their designated clubs. 9 p.m. to 1. And their parents are night people. So that was perfect for them. Because I told them, even though we had a good time, I probably would have been back at the room. You know, at least by 12. So we went to dinner this particular night. And we was at dinner. Now, remind you, I was the last one to come in. That's not important. But I was the last one to come in because I had to go pick them up from their room. They wasn't quite ready, etc., etc., etc. So I was the last one at the table, which it didn't really even matter about that. So that's not even a point. But I was the last one at the table. Everybody was there. So I made it to our destination, to the dinner. So what ended up happening was, my brother, I guess that's why I mentioned it, because my brother had started placing his order with the waiter. It was the guy waiter. And as he was placing his order, he was saying, man, I don't like people, because the guy was so bubbly. He was just so, you know, you would have thought the man had a couple of cocktails, because he was tripping us out, but it was just irritating my brother, just my middle brother, so freaking much. And he actually the one that I drove to New Orleans with. It was my middle brother, me, and my auntie. So he was like, yeah, go on, dude. You know, he was like, okay, I'm good. I got it. I already told you. All right, bye-bye. So he was just so sick of the guy. And so at this point, we done all placed our orders. And as we placed our orders, I started talking to my middle brother about, like, Courtney, how is this man working your nerves when freaking everybody loves him? He the one who we want to hang out at his house. He the one that one of his girlfriend thought, like, she needed to verify that this is my brother, because we would talk freaking all day. She was like, are y'all blood brothers and sisters? Like, he was telling her, like, yeah, we had the same mama. And she did not believe it, because everybody freaking loved being around him. We have such a great time together. And you wouldn't believe how much he's loved and how much people like being around him. And yet he's not a people person. And that was so funny to me, that he was getting so irritated with this guy. So I said, well, Courtney, first of all, you don't know your personality. You had a type of personality that are people personalities. And like I said, he was like, Nene, I freaking don't like people. I don't. So I was like, well, okay, well, let me ask Ray. So we started going around the table, because he was in just such denial, or telling himself that he don't like people. He freaking hate people. He don't like nothing about hanging out with them at all. So my sister's partner, I had asked him, and so he was like, Nene, that's my nickname, Nene, I freaking don't like people. I said, hold up, Ray. You are the church. Is that an organist? Oh, he's the church musician. I said, how you don't like people? You the church musician. I said, hold up now. Y'all confusing me. So he was like, Nene, this is a job. I am a loner. I don't like people. So we went back and forth, and my sister was like, trying to figure out, like, what? but you're always at your folks' house, and so we were back and forth with him. And it all at the same time. We had such a good time with laughing with each other, making each other just laugh, and we just discovering that, hey, seriously, like but it was all in good fun. And talked about my auntie. Her personality it's like she is the party. You want to be around her. And we were just going back and forth with everybody, going around the table. So my I'll call him my brother-in-law, which is my sister's partner, said, well, Nene, I know you a people person. You is just like that waiter. You had this bubbly personality. You make people smile. You have such a fun personality. People want to be around you. I said, but you know what, Ray? You won't even believe this. He said, what? He said, what, Nene? I said, I'm actually a loner. I do better by myself. He was like, no, Nene, no. You ain't telling us the truth. No, that ain't you, Nene. It's like, if we would have, because I was not going on the cruise because I went without my husband. And if anybody know me, know that he is my bestie. He is my best friend. So to not be with him, I knew it was going to be difficult. But they insisted, I'm talking about insisted that I go. And my auntie was like, well, Nene, look, you know you my hype girl. You know you my cheerleader. You know I want you to go. So everybody was like, well, Nene, you know you had to do this cruise. So back to the story. So my brother-in-law and my brother was like, he was looking at me. My brother was like, what? Nene, you hold up. You the one who house we always over. You're the one holidays for years. We haven't done it at your house. Y'all birthdays, the kids' birthday parties. And I was like, but Courtney, I'm still a loner. So I told him, well, actually, what it is one of my love languages is acts of service. So I told him because of my love language, and I told him love language is the type of style that people like to show love. And I was telling him, both of them, my brother and my brother-in-law, about that style of, love. That, the acts of service is the personality that it's almost like Christ-like. You are here to serve. And it makes people happy when you're able to put a smile on their face. And when you're in an environment where if someone needs some help, I'm the first to say, hey, me. That's my love language. That's the way I show love. It's through kindness. It's through doing duties, or a hug, or saying something positive. So that is my love language. And because of my love language as act of service, it's easy for me to love people. And at the same time, I am used to being alone. On the opposite side, I'm used to being alone, because you got to understand, I had 4 children, and then my husband had 2 children, so we was a blended family. We are a blended family. And so growing up, it was always something to do, something to plan. And it was a joy for me because of my love language. And I went into detail about it, and they was like, okay. So they kind of got the point that I am, although I'm telling them that I am an introvert, I just expressively express myself extrovert with people. And so they was like, okay. So what happened was my oldest brother fiance interjected in that conversation right there that people with acts of service as their love language are the most depleted in love themselves. They're the ones who are the loneliest. They're the ones whose heart stays empty. They're the ones who, now remind you, she never did say my name, but since I am the one that's describing this love language, and she, as I said, it's like she did let me finish or get to the end, because it's like she had to prove a point about the other side. And the other side was that of people that has acts of service as their love language are most of are the people that are the saddest. Their heart always bleeds the most. They're the most emptiest. And she is someone that is by profession a what do you call it? What is her profession? She is a decoder. So she's the one do all the coding for doctor's office. So you know she's very articulate with her words and very coarse. And it's so funny because these are just a few words that I'm saying. She went in as if she was doing a dictation that she had to pass for the most words for a meaning of something. And I'm talking about, it went on for, I know, about 10 minutes. It was making everybody, because they was looking at me, they was looking at her like, you would have thought we had some words earlier. Her sense of description of a person that is the acts of service, she went as far as saying they even have suicidal tensions. They're the most suicidal type of people. I'm talking about, y'all, it was so much in that moment that it started making me uncomfortable that I had to say something. And when I said something, I said, oh, well, you're not describing none of me. I said, because first of all, my storehouse is full. And I'm at a stage, so in other words, I had to defend myself. And when I came in to defend myself, I started saying like, well, my storehouse is full. There is nothing in me empty. There is nothing in me that'll make you think that I am any of those things. So instead of her leaving the conversation and we could have agreed to disagree, and I even said that everything has a cause and effect, and a positive and a negative. We know that, you know, antonym and a synonym. We know that. But she kept going in, you guys, in this conversation till where it brought up in me trauma. I don't know why I was bringing up in me trauma. And what I would try to do is, when I upload this video, I'm going to try to add some of the words, because like I said, it's almost like I was being scolded. And it was like she went on and on and on. And like I said, using words like describing a bowl. Imagine you as this person and you constantly pulling out. I mean, she showed her hand to everybody. What's left, y'all? And they was like, nothing. That's it. That's it. That's exactly what the acts of service type of people are. Nothing. There's nothing left in them. Until my own mother decided to even interject. And y'all know what she had the nerve to me to say? She had the nerve to me to say, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. How could you not take it personal when you are expressing something that you so love being, and this person just came and dumped all of this bad or say all of this negativeness onto you? How do you not take that personal? And to be honest, y'all, it was so bad and it was so much till I literally had to look over at my granddaughters, because I brought them with me because their parents had me to drop them off. Remember, they had to be at their little club destinations for their little gatherings at 9 p.m. and dinner was at 7. If it wasn't for me making sure that they had their dinner and they was at their table, y'all, if it wasn't for that, I definitely would have said more than I did. I don't know what made her go in that in depth. It wasn't even cause for. But it did remind me that there are two types of people. You have a thermometer type of person, and you have a thermostat type of person that someone shared with me years ago. And the thermostat type of person is someone that want to always make sure that the flow of the room is always conducive to the people. What's good for the people. The thermostat people are those that wants to make sure that if we're together, the group is okay. The setting is okay. If we're all laughing, we're going to continue to laugh. And sometimes you have to cry. You're in an atmosphere that there is sadness. Somebody's sick. That's why if somebody is expressing something that they're going through, go on and deal with that. Let's deal with that, and let's support this person. Let's give them more support, because that's in a moment where they're needing to hear that. So then the thermostat person maybe have to change the temperature of the room. So they're the one that's always want to make sure that the person next to them is comfortable. They are, to me, what I would call a comfort keeper. And that's something that I have tried to strive and be, a comfort keeper. And I think it goes back to when years ago, and it maybe I think it's been like this maybe the last, my son 34, so I think he was 23. I think it's really been like this for really the last 20 years, where God had came in and did a heart repair on me. And he really, really, really had showed me some things. And we ain't all the same. But back to the story. So that's what you call a thermostat person. And then you have a person that is what I would consider a thermometer person. That person is not concerned about the atmosphere of the room. They're not trying to be conducive to what the vibes is. What they want to do is they're coming in and they're going to give it to you. They're going to give it to you at the way they're feeling. If it's hot, if they're hot, not everybody else, but if they're hot, then you're going to deal with it. If they're cold, you're going to deal with it. Whatever they lay out as a thermometer type of person, they're going to give it and issue it. That's just the type of person that they are. That's a thermometer type of person. And so, what I'm trying to say is, I've tried to be a person. And I'm sharing this story because I felt so attacked. I felt emotionally attacked. Now, here's the thing. People are who they are. I'm not trying to change anybody. You deal with buttholes. You deal with aggressive people. You deal with mental people. You deal with great people. You deal with all type of people. So I'm not here to change anybody. But what I am saying is, when people are in a place or a setting where we're enjoying each other's company, and then someone interject something that's making the other person very uncomfortable, and I'm telling y'all, I got so uncomfortable. And to show you that I'm not exaggerating how much she interjected negatively, when we was headed back home, and I'm going to go back to the story, my brother had mentioned, what was that all about? What was that all about at dinner that night? And I said, I don't even know. I don't even know. As a matter of fact, that was the second or third time that I had even met her. For her to have interjected that much into a love language, I had to take it personal, because I didn't understand where it was coming from. When the atmosphere was that conducive to laughter. It was laughter. We had a good time laughing. So to go that deep, I have no idea why I had to go that deep. And I was so upset, you guys. And like I said, I'm going to have to add some of the things. Imagine all of it got to me to where it became mean. It was almost like, now you're not showing love. Because even in the conversation with all of us going around the table, and my brother was saying, I don't like people, I hate people. That's what my brother was saying. And my mom said, oh, I love people. And then for her to say, I mean, she said it with emphasis. I love. When you put that tongue at the upper part of your mouth and you roll your eye, love. How do you love people when you're saying something that obviously making me feel like you're talking to me, and you're constantly adding to me the most insulting words about a language that I didn't even know why it went that far. I mean, she was saying stuff, y'all. Their rejection, they're rejected, and I was like, dang, did somebody say something to her? Did I say I didn't like her? I mean, it went in, and what it did was it poured up out of me trauma. So the remaining of, and this was just the second day. So the remaining of the cruise, y'all, because it was a 4-day cruise, so the other 2.5 days, I avoided her. And I even avoided my mother, because I felt as a mother, I don't care how grown you get, you protect your child. Now, one thing that I don't do, I don't cover bad stuff for them. When they're right, they right, and when they wrong, I don't cover them. Now, if it's something they're gonna be, maybe life-threatening, you dang on right, I'm gonna cover them. But when they right, I'm with them. And if they wrong, I'm gonna pull them out and let them know I don't agree with that and I don't appreciate that. So for my mother to see that it was making me upset and it was shutting me down and it was hurting my feelings. I mean, you could have just saw my expression. I would have thought came to my rescue. And it had me so traumatized till I felt like I didn't have a voice the rest of the cruise. I'm at 30 minutes. And that alone made me have dinners by myself. I did, because I was afraid to say anything. And what I realized is, what I would do from that day forward is, I would never continue to sit in the presence of someone that's making me that uncomfortable. That's the first thing. Because within my own life, I am, other than Christ and of course my husband, I am the head of my table. So if I didn't take up for myself, then who's going to take up for me? Who's going to take up for me? I have to take up for myself. So from then on, I mean, it pulled up childhood trauma. I'm going to tell y'all, it was so bad after I left early. I did leave early. Once my granddaughters was finished eating, I was ready to go. So after I left, till it's so much to do on the cruise, till one day we planned, my son, his fiance, and mom and sister, and my brother, which is my middle brother, and auntie, we planned to do a comedy show. So no, we wouldn't. It was karaoke. Till we went to do the karaoke, and my oldest brother and that fiance, that lady, and my mom and sister was at the table. Y'all, I ran out of that place as if, women time. I ran out of that karaoke as if I saw either. I don't know why. I ain't gonna say nothing bad, but let's just say I ran out of there as if somebody said, if they see me, they're gonna fight me. It was that bad. Till my brother, my son, and his fiance ran after me when I saw them. And I didn't even share it with nobody what was wrong with me. They was like, who in there? Who you see? Man, who bother you? This my brother. Man, what's going on? And so my son was like, man, you okay? What happened? You see something? So he was calm. So like I said, we all came on that cruise as a family. I didn't want no discordment between nobody, because like I said, this woman had poured up out of me trauma, because it wasn't even to me that serious to go that in depth about something, and then especially after it's making me uncomfortable. Why would you do that? Why, if you love people so much, why would you pour up out of yourself something that is not nice? Why would you go that in depth? So the moral of the story is, to me, for the rest of our lives, especially at this age, all of us as adults, If somebody's expressing to you in the conversation, directly or indirectly, something that brings them happiness or fulfillment or joy, don't interject the opposite. That's not even a time for that. That's not even a time to interject your negative part. Now, I'm going to give you an example. 2 examples. So, my finna-be daughter-in-law sister shared a room with me. And she was telling me about, because I know she's worked at this company for years. And she was like, oh, I love that company. Now, remind you, I mean, on the outside, it looked like an easy job, because I remember her telling me it was approving or denying claims. And I remember her telling me it wasn't a hard job at all. And she was telling me, she shared with me that she actually left this company to start a full-time her hair business. You know, she makes wigs, she sell wigs, she sell hair, she does lace sew-ins. And guess what I said when she told me that? Oh my gosh, I am so happy for you. God is good. He's going to give you a favor abundantly to let you make it through doing this. Don't worry. Stay consistent. Stay steady. You're going to be fine. You're so brilliant. Where the inside of me wanted to ask her, where are your finances? Do you have it saved? But that wasn't my business to give her the negative side. She was sharing, and you can see the joy in her eyes and the sparkle in her eye, and that it was making her happy that at this point in her life, she wanted to work for herself and put into what she's done for everybody else. Now, why would I interject my thoughts when she's sharing with me what's bringing her joy? Why would I do that? I wouldn't do that. I won't do that. That wasn't for me. And recently, I had made a purchase from a YouTuber who had a guest on a show. Now, this lady don't know me from a can of paint at all. So the person said, well, I will give her your information. I said, thank you very much. So I knew to be looking out for my invoice, because I had made this purchase from them. I'm going to look out for my invoice. Well, let me tell y'all, I get my purchase in the mail. And I'm like, let me check my email, because I didn't get an invoice. Hold up, what did I miss? I said, oh, Lord. It's like this person went and mailed my stuff immediately after the show. So I contacted them. I said, oh, you sent my product? Did I miss the email? What did I do? I said, where's it at? Send it to me. I said, I'm sorry. She said, oh, no worries. I hadn't sent it to you yet. You was well spoken of. And I just sent it. Oh. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, go on and get my invoice. I said, go on and get my invoice, because I don't want, to miss out on paying you. You might forget, and I know this stuff costs, et cetera. So she said, well, I'll send it to you. No worries. And I'm like, okay. So that lets me know that I I am loved by people. I am treasured by God. And in this earthen vessel, there is something that says about my name. I gotta be a person of integrity. I gotta be a person that for whatever that this person have said to this woman that don't know me, it must have came highly respected. To this woman or seller felt so comfortable that she didn't even have to send me an invoice first. And she probably was meaning to do both of them, and she didn't. But at the same time, y'all, let's do better. Let's quit bringing up trauma in each other. Let's see what it is that I can do to show you that your words are important and you are important. So just remember to stay humble and kind, because this is an example of somebody needed, and they need it from you. And in that moment, I needed it, and it wasn't given to me. And I love you guys. And I just made it home. Thank y'all for riding with me. My husband normally do. I normally call him or my daughter. And stay tuned for more videos. And until next time, bye-bye.